Welcome to the Last Week This Week podcast, episode 97. I'm Ian Scott.
And I'm Zach Huber.
And this is the podcast where we talk about film and TV topics from the last week, give them to you all this week. And this week we got a couple of trailers, some Marvel and DC topics to go over with you. And some more.
Yep. We're going to talk about two trailers that came out this past week, maybe 2 weeks, because we've kind of been off because I was on vacation.
Yep.
The Marvel Zombies trailer finally came out, and I'm kind of surprised at how long they put it off. But I guess because it comes out this month.
It does come out at the end of September. Yeah, that is surprising.
But I guess it's it's not like it's, I guess for some reason it's to them, it's like the equivalent of like their Eyes of Wakanda sort of thing, or
it's not going to be huge. It's like a 4-episode event.
Yeah. So I guess I kind of get it. Then we got the long anticipated Knives Out trailer sequel to Glass Onion and the original. Mm-hmm. We're also going to talk about Tobey Macguire was in London while two major Marvel movies are currently shooting. So some speculation there as to what he might be doing there, if anything. Amazon, MGM Studios has greenlit Life is Strange. So we're going to talk about that, as well as Paramount is now bidding, if not the front runner, to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, and all that means for the movie industry at large. So we'll dig into that towards the end, all of which will have time codes that people can jump to. But the first thing that we're going to start off with is that we finally have our title to the 2025 Superman sequel, which is coming in 2027, July 9th, and it's titled Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was announced on social media with James Gunn, the director, David Cornsweet, and Nicholas Hoult all sharing images from different comic artists.
Right.
So we had Jim Lee, legendary Jim Lee. We had Jorge Jimenez, and then I can't remember who is the last one.
I'd have to look too.
But Jorge Jimenez currently, for anybody who's a comic book reader, he's currently penning the Batman, kind of reboot-ish that's going on right now in the Detective Comics Batman series, and he's a great artist. But anyways, Man of Tomorrow, kind of. I mean, when James Gunn said that it was a sequel of sorts, it's kind of a sequel of sorts. Superman is a important part of this, and now you can kind of see why. It's not necessarily our super family like I think some people were guessing it was, but
I was one of those people.
I mean, I was too. But we are gonna get Lex Luthor and Superman teaming up kind of for this movie.
It seems kind of like a full team up to me. I only say that because of his most recent comments, that he made.
Yeah, well, he said he said they team up, sort of, or at least for a time,
Yeah, I mean, the first part of his quote is it's a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against a much bigger threat.
To a certain degree.
To a certain degree, right. So, and he also is saying that it's as much of a Superman movie as it is as much as a Lex Luthor movie. So it's definitely there's going to be a much bigger villain than Lex Luthor was for Superman here in this first movie. And we're going to get to see Lex Luthor in his battle suit and potentially be as strong as Superman and fight up against what I think a lot of us are assuming is probably Brainiac. To me, it makes sense. It's like the most villain that makes sense to me because one, you have like it's a villain that Superman goes up against quite often, right? But it's also like somebody who can match Lex's, if not like outpower Lex's intellect, right? So I think it's like it's a match for both, like it's an even match for both of them in a sense. And like them combined, I think is like the perfect enemy for Brainiac, right? But I want to see who you think.
Well, look, it could be. It like it's a very to a certain degree, it's almost like a cliche James Gunn villain in a way.
Sure.
Like it's this kind of weird,
very comic booky, right?
Comic booky villain. The only reason that I don't, it could be, but the reason that I don't know if it is because Brainiac's one of those villains that I feel like you might want to build up to a little bit. I feel like is also like when they talk about like Avengers level threats. I think that Brainiac is on the level of like a Justice League level threat, and you might say, well, you'll have Green Lantern and Hawkgirl and others in this movie, so it's very possible that it's like a Justice Gang threat. But I feel like Brainiac is something you lead up to. But you make a good point. Like he's somebody that could very well match Lex's intellect, and Superman would have a lot to fight against. So like it's a good pick. I just want, like, I feel like James Gunn might go a different way.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes like way left field with it. But do you have anyone else in mind who you're thinking of? Because like my other only other big villains I could think of for him would be like, what was it? Darkseid, Zod, Mongul, Doomsday.
Darkseid's too early.
I agree. I totally agree. I think Darkseid is even like way too early, like more so than Brainiac, you know?
I almost lean more towards like a Zod, just because you have first of all, that suit that Lex has is traditionally made out of Kryptonian, so that he's able to like go up against somebody like Superman. And unless you want to incorporate that Brainiac is like some sort of AI Kryptonian intelligence, like that.
Well, there's already that kind of a character, which is, I think it's the Eradicator for Superman, which is like an AI intelligence from Krypton.
Yeah, well, there's something that like My Adventures with Superman did with Brainiac, which I thought was quite cool, and it was kind of along those lines. So like, unless you were going to go that way, I don't know how much the Kryptonian suit is a part of it, other than like I have this suit because I was, making it for, just in case with Superman or whatever. So I might as well get into it, and then they fight at the end or something. Because I do think it's a reversed. Like I think that they will have to put up with each other, and maybe even like get to understand each other and come to terms. But then Lex does like a full heel turn at the end still. Right.
I think they'll both be reluctant, but like in the back of Lex's mind, he'll always be plotting to like get his lick on Superman,
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I do lean a little bit more towards like a Zod, just so you have more of that Kryptonian heritage and like what he was there to originally do, or what his parents might have wanted him to do. On top of like, he's like a master, like military strategist. And so there's a bit of intellect that goes into that as well. So Zod's, I think, a solid pick, even though he has been done a lot.
That's my thing, is that like with Zod, you would straight up just be following the format that Christopher Reeves did, like where you had Lex as the main villain in the first movie, and then you went to Zod in the second movie, right?
Right.
He's doing a different spin on it each time, but it's like, it's still kind of following the formula that's already been laid out. Yeah.
So like, it might not, like, again, I think Zod's also probably not it.
Right.
The other options, it's either something entirely left field, I mean, I know that he's been saying that, tune in to Peacemaker, the, prequel to Man of Tomorrow.
Right.
And so obviously, like, whatever happens in Peacemaker season 2
I think it's gonna
is
tell some things. Right.
and I feel like it has something to do with the multiverse. I don't know if this is like a like
Yeah.
versus like a some sort of evil justice gang, or
it's versus Zack Snyder's Darkseid.
that'll piss him off.
I think that would piss everyone off.
Yeah. That would be crazy if he included it. And the 99th or the 100th universe is actually Zack Snyder's,
yeah, that would be crazy.
So it's either something left field and something coming from another dimension, and it's I don't know, or maybe it's something like a Parasite, which is an actual is a interesting villain. Like he just gets stronger and stronger,
right?
And he absorbs all the energy that you throw at him, and so he could be cool, but I don't know. I think any of the straightforward like things, I don't think that it's any of them. I certainly think that I don't know. It could be Brainiac, but Brainiac just feels like too obvious.
I agree. It feels the most obvious, right? But like there was like, and I don't know how much of a fan James Gunn is of like recent comics, but I know there was a comic I think last year where Lex and Superman teamed up against Brainiac. So it's definitely like, I don't know if it's been done before then, but I feel like that's the route to go. But I'm not saying that like that's the only villain that would work,
right?
Because I think I was already like trusting James Gunn before Superman came out, and now I'm like even more so trusting James Gunn. So whatever villain he's gonna pick is gonna work.
Yeah. But I like the idea of it having something to do with Krypton, if possible, just because, or some sort of alien, just because of how anti-alien Lex was. And I'm wondering, like, if he's gonna change, I imagine, in some way.
What, Lex?
Potentially,
yeah,
like he can't just stay a static like I hate aliens, I hate Superman forever. So I think there will be like some sort of like understanding at some point, but who knows?
It could just be that like we get like President Lex by the end of this movie, or like the setup for it.
No, there's no.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's. I don't think it's impossible.
He was just outed as a traitor across the entire globe.
But then he's like, well, I just saved the world with Superman, like
I don't know. Maybe, but
maybe. I'm just saying, like, is it really that crazy with like our current political environment? I
hear you. Maybe.
I think what's just so exciting though is that like Lex was already probably one of my favorite parts of Superman, and the fact that he's getting like co-billing with David Corenswet in this is really exciting. Like the fact that he's going to be like a main character in a movie is great. Very happy about that.
Well, I mean, he's still a main character in Superman.
Sure, but he's
I know what you mean. I know.
Yeah,
like co-lead.
He's going to antagonist to like co-protagonist in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever they do with him. Yeah.
And then I'm very curious to see how he like gets out of Belle Reve, or like what happens to Belle Reve if he escapes,
Well, I don't know if he's going to necessarily escape. I think
you think they'll just like, we need you, and they'll go to Belle Reve and like pull him out.
It's either that.
Right.
And he's like, we really have no choice, and they Suicide Squad-ish him a little bit, or like this is the only way to like regain your reputation, or they do a breakout in the sense of they talk about how Lex has a bit of like a tech cult in the first Superman movie,
Yeah.
and I still think that that's gonna happen. I think this cult of Lex is gonna come out in some way, like because
have you predicted that before? I feel like I haven't heard this from you yet.
I talked about it once before.
Okay.
But I do think that this like tech cult of Lex is gonna, like, they see him as this, because like why else would all those people up in there be like, yeah, Lex, like,
oh sure, yeah. I mean, it was a team that was like fully on board with Lex for sure.
Like to some people, he's probably like a god, and they're like, we need to follow him and his technological, like the future as Lex sees it. You know,
he's probably he's probably a more well-regarded,
so much better. Yeah,
like Elon in his prime, like he's more well-regarded than him at the beginning of Superman, I think. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and the story of it is basically he was the most famous, popular person on Earth, important person, and then Superman showed up, and he's just pissed about it now.
Yep. Jealous man. But yeah, I think and then the big news is that this starts it's being eyed to start filming in April of next year, with a July 9th, I think, release date in 2027. So very exciting stuff. Very happy that we're getting a sequel this close. Like I literally don't remember the last time we've got a sequel to a superhero movie within 2 years. You know? Like it's been so, like, maybe Iron Man 2 was the last one, or right? I mean,
yeah.
Maybe Thor: Dark World.
No, well,
because wasn't that 2013 and Thor came out in 2011?
Thor came out in like 2010.
Did it?
Maybe.
But still, it's been like a decade since this happened. You know.
Yeah, it has been a long time. Maybe Deadpool. And Deadpool
you could be
2.
Right. But yeah, I'm very happy. Oh, I think you're right, Zach. I think you are. Yep, Deadpool 2 was the last one. Yep, 2018. So not that long, but still. Yeah, too long. But yeah, very excited. Couldn't be happier. Yeah. Next topic we want to talk about is the first trailer for Marvel Zombies released. Definitely, I think I was expecting this kind of vibe, but like the fact that they're going all out with like TVMA is really cool to see. Wasn't sure I was like expecting a ton of action and gore from this, but I'm for it, honestly.
What did you expect? Because that's all I expected.
I think I expected I expected a lot of action. I wasn't sure this would go. I didn't remember this was going to go TVMA, so I wasn't sure that was going to be the case. You know, like the only time they've ever gone mature is with Deadpool and Wolverine. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I just wasn't expecting like mass, like Spider-Man, like mass chop, like, you know, yanking off people's heads, and you know, Ant-Man getting like sliced in half, and
did he got sliced in half?
Yeah, in the trailer, yeah, zombie Ant-Man gets sliced in half.
Was he like Giant Man?
No, he was small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, there's a lot of cool action in here. We get a lot of a look at a lot of the survivors for Marvel Zombies. Everyone I saw, I could be missing somebody, was Kamala Khan, Shang-Chi, and Katie, Kate Bishop, Yelena, Red Guardian, Jimmy Woo, Ironheart, Blade Knight, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Thor, and Valkyrie. And
I think this is a direct sequel to the What If episode.
Yeah, to that Zombies What If episode, correct. Yeah. So yeah, I think there was like two characters that I was really surprised about. One being Blade Knight, because that's never been done before. That's like a new concept they're doing. I'm very curious to know why Khonshu maybe sought out, Blade to be his next avatar, or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, Mark Spector, probably died.
dead. Yeah. I mean, like, it was surprising to see, like the fact that Jimmy Woo is alive and Captain America isn't kind of blows my mind, because like that makes no sense. Even Yelena being alive doesn't make much sense. But
well, it just depends on events that happen,
circumstances. Sure. Yeah, if it was like an airborne virus, I guess you can't do much about that. So
right.
But yeah, so you had some really cool action with Blade Knight, where he was fighting Ghost at the end, and then the other character that surprised me was the fact that Katie, Shang-Chi's best friend, is like in this, and it seemed like she had some of the rings. Did I see that right?
I don't know. I didn't pay that close attention, but
yeah.
I mean, I love Katie.
Look, Katie's cool, but like the fact that she has some of the rings now is insane. Like, she's a full on superhero, which I don't think I ever expected.
I mean, she was badass with a bow and arrow in the movie. So
yeah, I don't know how she got that good that fast, but you know,
well, I know
that's fine. No, but I don't think like a lot of these survivors are going to stick around long. Like, I don't think Doctor Strange and Black Panther are going to be in this much, even though we saw them fight at one point. And we barely saw. I don't even think I really saw Ironheart or Valkyrie or Thor. I mean, Thor was in there, but I don't think he's going to stay around long. So I think we're going to get like a really tight group of like 5 to 6 characters, like an Avengers style, and they'll somehow be fighting off the rest of the zombies.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, but like as zombies, we got to see Abomination, Namor, Scarlet Witch, Thanos, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ghost, Okoye. So yeah, I mean, a lot of cool characters that they get to fight. I thought it was really cool that Thanos was missing. What was he missing? The Mind Stone. He's missing the Mind Stone in his Infinity Gauntlet. So
Vision
maybe
probably has it.
Who does?
Vision, maybe. Zombie Vision.
Possibly, yeah. But like, so then that's a big question too. Like, when did the virus come? You know, like in what year of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe did this virus come in to where like Thanos got all of the gems except one, all the stones. But maybe this is like the plot device where they like need to go find the Mind Stone to like
control all the zombies.
Right. And maybe like snap them out of their their hunger for flesh or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. Something like that.
I think they probably just got to get the Infinity Gauntlet and reverse everything.
Yeah. Well, if they get the Infinity Gauntlet, they would need the Mind Stone too. So they got to get both.
Well,
yeah.
What I meant, but yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
I didn't really have a whole lot of interest for this property.
No, I didn't either.
The trailer, it looks cool.
Got a cool song going through it.
I don't remember what's the song. Do we know remember what the song was?
It was just a fast like metal song, but I can't remember exactly.
I thought you knew. Nah. But yeah, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. Was it am I still like on like the edge of my seat, counting down the days for when it comes out? No. Hopefully it's a lot better than just well, yeah, but like hopefully it's a lot better than just your typical I'll throw on these 4 episodes and it'll be violent and I'll get to see some cameos of like Marvel characters as zombies, and then
I think it will be kind of slop in a sense.
I don't want to call it slop because like there's still fun to be had in that sense, but
sure. I'm not saying slop. It can't be fun.
Okay. So, but I'm just not like, I've never really been a big fan of, well, what if all the Marvel characters had the symbiote, or what if all the Marvel characters, were vampires, or what if all the Marvel characters were like Asgardians, or what, it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
But But it did look cool. I hope there's a cool story to it, and it's not just let's fight a bunch of zombies. Because I will say, if you can make it a cool story and it's exciting and you care about the characters and it feels like you're invested, then all of those Marvel zombie characters become infinitely more cool and interesting to watch. Sure. But we'll see. The other thing is, I feel really bad that Muhammad Ali is not Muhammad Ali. Mahershala. God damn it.
Dude, Muhammad Ali.
Sorry, Mahershala Ali. I feel so bad that
he's not even voicing him.
I thought he was.
I saw that he wasn't. I mean, I'm gonna verify real quick.
I thought that was I could have sworn that I thought that was his voice. But if it wasn't, I mean, even then, I guess I feel even worse that Mahershala Ali's not even voicing Blade in the first project that we actually get like to see him in.
So that's so funny to me, because like it's literally they based it on his likeness. Like that looks like Mahershala Ali in the trailer, right?
Right.
But it's voiced by Todd Williams. Who I'm not sure exactly who Todd Williams is.
I mean, they did a great job. I just don't understand why you wouldn't get Mahershala Ali.
Maybe he just didn't want to do it. I mean,
that's a strong possibility. Right? It's a strong possibility.
I'm not going to make my first Marvel appearance in a Marvel Zombies animated show.
Yeah, and hopefully there's something good about him being, the fist of Khonshu. But I also I'm like, I guess it makes it a little bit exciting for whenever we do get Blade, and it's like, this is uncut Blade. This is
I also feel like
Blade.
They kind of needed to do this for Blade to be able to take on like zombies with powers. Like he's just a vampire guy. It's not like
he's half vampire.
I know, but he's like it's not like he could take on like Scarlet Witch. You know what I mean?
And Yelena can't.
I agree. Like, Yelena doesn't like it. To me, Yelena makes zero sense to have. Same with Jimmy Woo. What the hell is Jimmy gonna do? He's an FBI agent.
Hey, have you ever seen X-Files? Those guys can do a lot. Okay.
I don't think super powered zombies were ever in an X-Files. So.
I think there's been a lot of super powered beings in X-Files.
Sure, but a horde of them? I don't know, dog. I don't know.
Well, they have other people around them.
Sure. They got Red Guardian and Spider-Man and even Hawkeye is a little confusing. Like Kate Bishop, she's really Kate just Bishop. A person. Yeah.
Batman's just a guy.
I think Blade Knight and Spider-Man are going to carry this team for sure.
Maybe.
Spider-Man, honestly, that's probably the coolest shot in the trailer is him like webbing all those zombies and like ripping off the heads.
I mean, I really like the Blade Knight thing, but that was a cool one, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed. I think one of those heads was a Kevin Feige head that he ripped off. Yeah,
that's cool.
I could be wrong, but it looked like it to me.
But yeah, it looks
cool.
It looks cool.
Yeah, I'm not expecting a ton, but I'm hoping for a good ride. I'm hoping for like some really good like character deaths, because like I think that is one thing that's like we kind of always want a little bit in Marvel is like for there to be like real stakes, and like the characters don't like the good characters
going to come back as zombies.
Sure, but that's fine. And here's the thing: if you cut off the head, I don't think they will. So,
well,
they just got to be smart about it.
Yeah, I just kind of wish it was. I guess it's right in time for October, so I guess it counts as.
I think it's gonna like go. I don't think it's dropping all at once. I think it's gonna like play into October.
Oh, depending on how long the episodes are, I might just like binge it.
Oh, just wait for it to come out at the end of October or whatever.
Yeah,
it's not a bad idea, to be honest. Yeah.
Or I could, because if I just watch the one, and it's not good, I'm not going to finish it,
That's
like, oh,
that's
I gotta
very
wait
fair.
for this.
That's very fair. Oh no, it's coming out October 3rd. So beginning of October, it's coming out.
Oh, so I gotta watch.
Oh wait, no, AI is telling me the wrong thing.
Don't read the AI thing. It's trash.
Well, I didn't realize it was going to be that wrong. It said October 3rd, 2024, which is just so off. I can't find the release date. But it's coming out sometimes. So.
I asked I didn't personally ask AI. Hannah asked AI, "What's the difference between Methodist and Baptist?" And I cannot begin to tell you how nothing of an answer what they gave us was. It was so
That's not even a complicated question. You know what I mean? Like they could have, like AI could have found that. But yeah, it feels like it's getting worse and worse. But yes, that is all for Marvel Zombies. The next trailer we wanted to talk about though was the first trailer for Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out Mystery, which is the third movie in the Rian Johnson, Daniel Craig Knives Out series. And I was pleasantly surprised about how different this one is than the last movie. You know, it's like gothic and kind of it's got this like supernatural mystery to it in a sense, but you know, like they're seeing through it. You know, Daniel Craig Benoit Blanc is seeing through it. Sorry. And you got a really great cast here, like the last two movies, and you can still see like it's keeping some of that humor the last two movies had. So yeah, this was a really solid trailer. I was pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, yeah. Who plays the boyish priest, like Josh Connor?
He had most of the comedic like lines in this movie, but yeah, I'll look at the cast.
I haven't seen him in Challengers, but he looked good. I'm excited to see Thomas Hayden Church again.
Yeah, love Thomas Hayden Church. Kaylee Spaney,
yep. Excited to see her.
Yep.
Kerry Washington, she's gonna be back in it, which is exciting.
Oh yeah, she was in the last one, wasn't she? Or am I wrong? Yeah. Okay. That's dope. That's very cool. You got Andrew Scott.
Love Andrew Scott. Jeremy Renner. I don't know if I said him. Mila Kunis.
Yeah, there you go. Josh Brolin.
So yeah,
who's the guy who's murdered.
Right, he's like the priest or whoever that was murdered. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't know what to expect when this.
Oh, too. We forgot about Glenn Close. Sorry, that's a big one
Glenn
too.
Close. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect when this movie was announced. But like every Knives Out, well, out of the two Knives Out movies that we've had, I trust in Rian Johnson in this particular property because I thought Knives Out was great and it was a very classic setting. You know, we're in the big house and the family and it's fall time and it was a very pleasant, wonderful whodunit who was very smart and clever and
absolutely
was just a great movie. And then you came out with Glass Onion, who I think some people think that movie is a step down. I actually think that it's better than the first Knives Out. Personally,
could agree with you. I could.
I think it's probably the best movie I've ever seen from him. And I think it's like just an incredible. I thought that movie was incredible. Yeah. I love watching that movie every single time it's on. So this movie, I do really like. I was expecting something different, and I was very pleasantly surprised at like the gothic take that you mentioned, and they're playing into religion in this way that I thought was kind of like I was a little taken back by like how much the religious tones would be, because now we're taking things into a church setting and you're kind of making it like this religious church succession
and it feels like the like co-protagonist in this is Josh O'Connor, who plays the other priest. So yeah, I mean, it's very much involved, like right there at the church. I think like for most of the movie.
Right.
So yeah, it definitely like what I love about that though is that each setting now feels so like unique to each movie now, and I think I genuinely this series could keep going for as long as he wants to make it if you keep like making each movie so distinct and unique. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And yeah, so and even like the death is, I mean, it's kind of similar in the sense of like the first one, the old man went up to the room. There is
true.
Seemingly only had one way out, or whatever you want to say, and he died. But this one, it's literally done in front of everybody.
Right.
Seemingly.
The room leads nowhere. It's the smallest room you could think of. And so there's like even less room for somebody to have done what, like for somebody to have killed him, it seems literally impossible.
Right. And I always really enjoy those mysteries, like going back to watching Sherlock Holmes or I'm sure there's been other ones that I've seen.
I really love like Murder on the Orient Express, which is like a very similar Benoit Blanc type mystery.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great one.
But anything where it's like nobody should have been able to get in, get out. You know, it's just always, I always enjoy that. And the fact that they're tying in religion in some way, and then also this, to me, on the surface, it seems like it's a who's gonna be the next, head of this church, like who's gonna be the next like leader.
There's only one
of
guy,
this church.
Right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, and then you got like Andrew Scott, who's like this. He's writing about like a cardinal or a priest. Like he's some sort of like author.
Well, he has some like villain shots in this trailer. You know what I mean? Like he looks straight evil in some of these shots. You're like, okay, well,
yeah, but like, I mean, the misdirect. I mean, like at the same time, like the person. It's interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do, because the person who seems most likely to have done it so far
is Josh O'Connor's character.
No, is in all the the Knives Out movies. The person who is the most likely to have done it is the person who ends up being the person. But you watch the movie the whole time and you're like, but it's not. And then it's like, you're like, yeah, holy shit, it was the whole time. Like, because it was Chris Evans, and Chris Evans was
clearly the most
like the most like sneaky guy,
right?
And then it was Ed Norton, and you're like, of course, like it's Ed Norton, and then you're like, shit, it might not be Ed Norton, god damn it, and then you're like, no, it was Ed Norton,
yeah.
But it was so smartly done. Sorry, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen those movies.
Yeah, those are spoilers, but they've been out for a while, so.
But they're still good movies. There's still more to those movies than just the mystery.
No, but that is like the biggest part to them.
It's okay. I still enjoy watching those movies, knowing what happens. Like, I still think they're excellent movies.
I don't think I've gone back and watched those movies like since like they came out, but
I've seen them both at least 2 or 3 times.
Nice. I definitely want to go back and watch Knives Out, because it's been like way too long since I've seen that.
I mean, it's a great like fall movie.
You're right. It is. Yeah. Kind of a cozy like manner that they're into.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that. Well, this one is coming out pretty soon. It's releasing, December 12th, not that soon.
Yeah.
I thought it was much closer, but this is only in theaters. Sorry.
Yeah, it's got the limited theater.
Right. So it's only going to be in theaters for 2 weeks, and then it'll be on Netflix December 26th. So, I will definitely make an effort to see this in theaters, because I didn't get to see Glass Onion in theaters. So yeah, this will be the one.
I remember watching Glass Onion in theaters and then walking out, and some guy who was in the theater with me said, I didn't know him. He was just walking by, and he said, that definitely wasn't the best movie to be on acid for.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know what the best movie to be on acid for would be. I don't know if any movie would be good, but
there's some good movie. I think 2001: A Space Odyssey. You
I feel like that you would go crazy on that one, right? I mean, like, I don't know, Doc. I don't know, but yeah, we got a few months to wait for this one, but definitely a solid trailer. But yeah, we next wanted to talk about that. Tobey Macguire apparently was spotted in London, and this is significant because 2 movies are filming there right now: Spider-Man: Brand New Day and Avengers: Doomsday. So
/ Secret Wars, but I guess
Secret Wars isn't.
They're shooting it back to back.
Yeah, but they're not there yet.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. But I feel like it's definitely got to be if he's in one of these 2, it's definitely going to be Doomsday. And my thought there is that like Spider-Man: Brand New Day now takes place before Doomsday, right? And so,
or at least releases.
That would be weird though, for it to like take place in the middle of like Doomsday and Secret Wars when Doomsday hasn't come out yet.
Depending on the events, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm just going to assume this before Doomsday. And I just...
Or at the same time.
Sure. Unless like the multiverse is fully opened and everyone's on one world, I don't see any reason for Tobey Maguire to be back in Spider-Man unless you do some like flashback scene that we didn't get to see like during the last movie. Where like maybe he like Tom Holland Spider-Man takes inspiration from the suit or something. I don't know. But yeah, I would be very surprised if like they bring back all the X-Men for Doomsday and don't bring back Tobey and Andrew. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that feels like it'd be a missed opportunity.
I think they're bringing back as many people as they can.
No, I agree. I mean, I think that's like, unfortunately, that's the only way this movie is going to make over $1 billion at this point. I say that because like superhero movies like performed at an all-time like low this year, and we had 2 like very recognizable properties come to theaters, and like Fantastic Four only made $500 million, Superman only made $600 million, and Deadpool and Wolverine came out last year. You know, brought back Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, and that made over $1 billion, right? So, and brought in a bunch of other cameos from past movies. So
yeah, but nobody knew about the cameos.
But it was just like No Way Home, where like it was heavily rumored we were gonna have all these like cameos come in but you know, but that's what happened.
But you don't get to $1 billion to $2 billion on cameos, because then the average movie going audience is not going to watch the movie because, I heard that they got Johnny Storm, they got Chris Evans to play Johnny Storm, or they got they got Channing Tatum to play Gambit.
No,
and I feel you. Because they're going because
right.
Sure. At least I'll say that the reason that Superman underperformed,
technically
underperformed.
Yeah.
It did exactly what Warner Brothers wanted it to do.
Yeah, and it made $125 million. So
and it's profitable.
It's very profitable
because we had years, like a decade long of DC movies that the average movie going audience rejected and did not like. And it had all that baggage. It had the baggage of the Snyder Bros. It had, at the very end, some controversy from, the right-wing space of America.
Sure. Right. And we got overseas performing badly for all U.S. movies because of our current state. Right.
And also, what was the last thing I was going to say? Oh, because the last thing is we've just had not good superhero movies. Like they've just been not.
Yes, they've had a lot of bad ones.
Right. Or just mediocre, and I think the mediocrity is what's killing it. I don't even if you say like, will it make a lot of money? I think it's just going to make a lot of money on the basis of it's Avengers. And people want to go see an Avengers movie. Now, the cameos and all that stuff, it could boost people's excitement, but it's not going to carry it all the way to like $1 billion to $2 billion just on that stuff. But because it has to be a good movie, like
I feel you. I think the excitement, like my thing is with Deadpool and Wolverine, I think the excitement alone of like seeing a third Deadpool movie and him paired with Hugh Jackman was enough to like push that over like the $1 billion, right? And then with the Doomsday, you have like the excitement of Robert Downey Jr. coming back, and the X-Men, and hopefully the 2 Spider-Man coming back as well, right? So I think all of that is just recipe for success. I hope it's more than just like, hey, we're here for 5 minutes and then we're dipping out of the movie. I think the X-Men are going to be a major part.
Yes,
which is great.
I think they are too. And just quickly going back to the Deadpool thing. Also, we had 2 Deadpool movies. Everybody loved them.
Yeah, everyone loved them. Right.
And so when they saw Deadpool's coming back, they went, like, I know that when I go see a Deadpool movie, I'm going to have a good time, as opposed to, oh, there's another Marvel movie and I haven't enjoyed the last like 4 that I've seen. I don't know if I really feel like watching it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so like, I still think that Avengers is going to make a lot of money. But anyways, going back to Tobey.
Right.
He's not going to be a big part of, Brand New Day if he is in that at all.
At all.
The only way that I could see it is a post-credit scene of some kind.
Right.
And I think that, look, he could just be on vacation. He could be enjoying the sights.
This doesn't mean anything, really.
He literally could just be in London and everybody's making a big,
one of the biggest cities in the world. So it's not.
It's a huge city, huge destination point. But I do think that he's going to be in Doomsday. And I do think he's going to be in Secret Wars. Or he's in Doomsday because, like Thanos, Thanos immediately beat the shit out of Hulk and killed Loki. And we all went, oh my God, this dude I'm not fucking around with.
Are you saying that Doomsday or Doctor Doom could kill Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? Is that what you're saying right now?
If there was a way to get everybody to hate to hate Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom,
that's like killing
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, you'd hate him.
You're right. Wow, that's almost like too ballsy in a sense. Like Tobey is like a top like 5 icon in like superhero history, right?
Yeah.
And to just kill him at the start of Doomsday. Whoa.
No, okay, I'm not saying at the start.
Okay, you're saying maybe like at the end, or
I don't know. I don't know.
I could get behind. I just like you mentioned Loki and Hulk, which happened at the very beginning.
I think
so.
Well,
that's where my mind was.
It'll be interesting. I just saw this light show, which I don't know if it has any sort of bearing on how Doomsday is going to go, but they are having like a Disney Marvel expo in Shanghai, and there's like this light show for Doomsday that just got released, and it's bunch.
Oh, go on.
Oh, well, did you see any of it?
I heard about the light show, but the thing I saw was they had like a big banner of Doctor Doom.
They had the banner, which if it's any indication of what he'll look like,
it looks good.
Approve.
It looks really good. Yeah.
But they had this light show, and it definitely feels like, if it's any indication, like we're getting, very much like magic and, Doom with magic, Doom with some sort of device with the multiverse. We're definitely getting maybe some pretty iconic scenes from the comic book. And if it is, that insert whatever character for this one particular scene involving a skeleton.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that would be Tobey. I'm not saying that wouldn't be another really big character. But I'm just saying, I ideally would not want Tobey to die that way. But
no, of course not.
But it would be a move. It would be a move.
It would be the ballsiest move they can make. But I kind of here for it if it's like, if that's like the turning point from Doomsday to Secret Wars. I think it would be such a bummer to like never, and I don't think we'll ever go back to his movies, but like,
right.
If we just close the door forever on a Spider-Man 4, that would be so sad. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to go back to like adult Peter, like married to MJ. They have some kids. Like he's still Spider-Man and trying to balance that life. Like that would be so cool to see. But
maybe
it's just a dream, I guess.
But I do think he'll be in it. Long story short.
Yeah. I think that's it's a very strong possibility. But yeah, next we also wanted to talk about Amazon MGM Studios has greenlit a show for one of my favorite games ever called Life is Strange. So for some context, for those of you who don't know about Life is Strange, this is a series that started back in like 2015. There's been 5-6 games in the series now. But the first one,
that's
there has.
Wow.
A couple of spinoffs and then like 3 or 4 mainline games. But the first one hands down is the best one. It follows the story of this teenage girl, Max, who goes back to her hometown in Oregon, and kind of discovers that she has these powers to like reverse time. And with those powers, she saves her friend from death, literally, and then goes on this kind of like discovering this mystery of what happened to her ex-best friend's best friend and how she disappeared and what happened to her. So very great, like choice-based game. It's really captivating. It's a really great, like, it's almost a really good time capsule of like what 2013 was. It's just like all the vibes and like the music, the scenery. It's just 2013 in a game. But I think like I want to be excited about this. Like I want to see like the success of like Fallout, going into TV format, right?
Right.
And I think that would happen if we got a Life is Strange TV show that wasn't based on the game. Like where it was like Life is Strange, like how Fallout, I call it like Fallout 5.
Right.
Yeah, this should be a sequel to the games. Unfortunately, they're just adapting the first game. And they're not doing it with like the producers of the show are Square Enix, Story Kitchen, and Lucky Chap, who were all somewhat, I guess, involved in the game. But the like literal creators of the game, Don't Nod, are not producers on the show and have zero involvement. So that worries me a lot. And to adapt a choice-based game into a show feels so like impossible almost, right? Like and maybe this is the easiest one to do because you can like have the character go back in time and like pick multiple options, and like have it be that choice-based thing.
Right.
But it just feels like you're making so many decisions just like canon, and it's not like what the point of the game was,
Was there like certain things that were like absolutely happen every single time you play it?
Yeah, yes, I think so. Now there isn't like the ending of the game is like you can go two ways and they're both like drastically different, right?
Mhm.
And so I have a feeling I know where they're going to go with the ending. It's probably going to be the opposite of the one I picked. But I kind of get it. It's probably better for the story.
Do you know if it is a direct retelling?
It is like fully like they're doing that story. I don't know if they're gonna like do it shot for shot or whatever. But they are basing it off that story, the first one. So
yeah, that is interesting. I mean, at least with like a game like Until Dawn, which had its movie come out, which by the way
wasn't well received, but
I know it like maybe didn't like do amazing, but I still want to check it out.
Oh,
no,
you didn't watch it. Okay,
I didn't even get to watch it yet.
But the thing with Until Dawn is that like they flipped the script on the game. Like it's a very different story than what the game presented.
Right, and I'll have to watch the movie, but I enjoyed that. That's how they decided to go about the choice-based decisions, and it also like kind of played into some of the mechanics of the game by like being able to like redo paths if
Sure.
like to
because they all respawn at the beginning of the night, right?
Yeah, so like I but yeah, like you said with like Fallout, and I think it's been one of the things that people had are like, how could you ever remotely do a Fallout show? How could you ever remotely do an Elder Scrolls show or movie or whatever? And it's the answer is, to not try to redo one of the games because it's up to the player. I feel like even though I haven't watched or sorry, I haven't played Life is Strange, like to me that game felt like there was like a set story in a sense, but maybe I'm getting the idea that it's not.
It's definitely not as choice based as like the Quantic Dream games, like Detroit Become Human or Heavy Rain, but it is very like it's just like the Walking Dead Telltale games where like your path is going to be like most likely like the only path like a player has taken, right?
Now there is a possibility that they do it like Netflix Bandersnatch style, or any of the Netflix. So Netflix.
Oh, is that where you like interact with it?
Yeah, and you pick your own decisions. So there is a possibility that they still decide to go with all of those routes, and they.
Yeah, it's possible.
Now. I'm a little less certain if it's a show, how much that'll,
right. A movie you could do that, but yeah, a show, that's a lot of filming.
Yes, that's a lot of filming.
Yeah, I just think what would have been so cool is that like Fallout, the show, like it's a sequel to like the other games, and it explains so much of how the world came to be, of like what really happened, right? And I think that would have been so rewarding for Life is Strange, because it like all the games follow like a young adult, like a teenager, and each one like learns they have these like abilities, right? And they're all different types of abilities. And I always thought there was like a game gonna come down the line that kind of explained why like these people were getting abilities, right? But that never happened. And I think it would have been cool to like kind of tie all that together. Like, yes, I don't need an explanation, but like if you're going to build on like to Life is Strange, I think that's the way you would go. But
yeah, I don't know. It might just be one of those things that like, yeah, the only thing is I do trust that like Amazon MGM has been making really great stuff. They're currently in development with God of War. They say what you will about Wheel of Time. I really enjoyed the first season.
I really like Reacher,
Lord of the Rings,
Invincible,
Invincible,
The
Boys, Fallout. So I mean, they're
killing it for sure.
They make a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, yep.
But maybe it won't be for the. I don't know.
I would just feel. Go on.
Well, I was gonna say, like, whenever it gets close to, like, maybe the hardcore fans won't like it. It's like it probably won't be great.
Right.
But
I would just feel so much better if Don't Nod was involved, but they don't seem to have any involvement with the Life is Strange series anymore. So it's a shame. Not sure what happened with that relationship there, but so they're just continuing to make Life is Strange games without them, and I'm not playing those anymore. So it is what it is. Hopefully Square Enix doesn't F this up. But I know the last thing though we wanted to talk about was the surprising news that Paramount is probably the leading bidder to buy Warner Brothers. Now, my thought here is that if this could just be Warner Brothers, because I don't know if you remember recently Warner Brothers Discovery split. And so like there was like Discovery, which was in charge of shows, I think, like the show department, and like Warner Brothers is now in charge of like the movie department. So it could just be that like they're buying Warner Brothers and not buying Discovery.
No, they're buying the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you. I would prefer the current leadership to stay, because I think you're like a new owner coming in shakes up everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like when a team gets bought by a new owner or has a new coach and all that stuff.
Like what I was like, I'm really happy with like currently, like they said their focus for games, I think in the future is 4 properties, which is Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, and I can't remember the 4th one. But it was another property I liked, and I was like, okay, that's a great focus. And then like they seem to be in a really good spot with DC Studios as well, and then they're making the possibly cool Lord of the Rings movie, and I guess I just don't want all of that to disappear, because I know Paramount was already making like some big changes because of the Skydance merger. So yeah, I don't know. It makes me nervous for sure.
So the way that I feel about this is, first of all, it'll be interesting to see if the FCC allows this. But,
yeah, because this is turning into like a monopoly here.
But as much as somebody who would enjoy to not like to get my main streaming services like my Paramount Plus and my HBO put together, and I'm paying for all of it together, and it's all right there, and and I can stop using the Paramount Plus stupid app. Then like as much as like it is a nice thought, I hope that this doesn't happen, even though they, Skydance did just buy Paramount, and they got a little, they did a little one, I'll do this for you if you do this for me with the, our government. Right. And that was, so I wouldn't put it past them. But
plus they ended Stephen Colbert show like immediately.
Right.
Yeah. So,
well, that was like to get the fucking thing passed.
Right.
Anyways, the reason that I don't think that this is a great idea is more of the sense that Disney bought Fox, and since 2020 it's been renamed Searchlight Pictures, and they have only had not a handful, but they've only had so many movies come out. And I would say that it hasn't really been the same in the sense of like what a Fox movie, even though some of them have been very much like that
Right.
seems like a Fox movie, as opposed to like that seems like a Disney movie, or even like that seems like a Warner Brothers, or that seems like a Paramount movie.
Right.
And so us getting those, all of it merged together, maybe you still run them separately, I don't know, or you put them all together and you get less diversity. And I mean, even going, you know, as much as there has been some really cool things that have come out of Searchlight, it's not like they've been getting as much attention as, like, you know, like I don't think that Searchlight movies get nearly as much attention in the mainstream. I mean, I know like Nomadland did really good in 2021, but it was also the pandemic. Antlers, Nightmare Alley, Banshees of Inisherin, which, you know, did pretty well. And like I love The Menu, but I'm also scrolling past like a lot of movies that didn't get.
I heard A Real Pain was really good.
Well, yeah, and that was, you know, like they're starting to put out some more stuff again, but like I'm also scrolling past a lot of movies that nobody's talked about. Yes, we had Poor Things, but you know, like Night Bitch came out basically only on Hulu, and then probably, you know, we're having The Roses come out, which is probably, besides A Complete Unknown and A Real Pain, one of like the only movies that I've really seen come out of like on a theater in a bit. But the basic idea is you get less people working for less studios, less diversity, less competition, and I just think that it's
bad for movies.
It's
in general.
It's I think it's bad for movies having all of them, and it's also like those are two huge studios, and them being like lumped together. I understand like the library potential for a streaming service and getting people to pay for that is huge, but it's I don't know. I like who do you, it just seems like the potential for it to all kind of conglomerate and then become like one singular thing, and you only get certain things out of it. Like maybe it is a bit like they would take, like would the Paramount stuff become the Searchlight, with the Warner Brothers stuff become Searchlight? Like what gets the premiere releases? Like I don't know, because Disney's mostly pushing most of their releases to theaters, and most of the Searchlight stuff like either gets like limited releases or it comes out on streaming or whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's such an odd play for them too. But yeah, it's going to be wild for like 4 major production companies to be under one, if it goes through, to be under one house, you know, Skydance, Paramount, Discovery, and Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
like it's too much.
I do hope that it's not going to happen, just because I wonder how much like somebody like David Zaslav would want to like have to.
He seems pretty prideful, somebody. Right? I mean, I think he would be gone if they bought Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, and it like DC just started doing stuff.
Like he just started making his imprint on Warner Brothers, and for it to just be over like that, like I don't know, it puts everything up in the air. Like nobody's safe, no property is safe.
Yeah,
I don't know. Worries the hell out of me for sure.
Yeah, it puts a lot into like because I think that they like HBO Warner Brothers has their plan that they have like and it seems to be doing pretty well. I mean, they just made history with their last 7 movies, all
so
being like making at least $40 million.
And the record before this was 5, so they've jumped it by 2.
Yeah. So I mean,
they've had an amazing year.
Yeah, I think that I don't know this for certain, but I can't remember a large studio having as prolific a like release like the different kinds of movies that they've been putting out this year.
Yeah,
I know it's happened, and I know it happens, but you know, everywhere from like Superman to weapons to Minecraft to what else did they have?
To Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Yep.
No, but there was other ones that I was thinking about. God, yeah, there was something earlier this year that Warner Brothers. Oh, Sinners. You know, Sinners.
How did we
great.
forget about Sinners?
So they just
F1.
F1.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, they've just been making some really. I mean, besides Minecraft, I'm not going to say that's necessarily interesting, but but they've been putting out some really excellent, interesting, new original
visually beautiful
stuff.
Movies. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think I don't want massive companies. So.
No. Like I would be upset if Disney bought another studio at this point, you know? So, everyone can just stay where they are and that'll be great. That'll be great. And maybe Skydance and Paramount split up.
No,
that's not going to happen. It's just, it would be nice. But yeah, I think that's everything we wanted to discuss today. So yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching this one. If you want to watch in the future or listen in the future, we release these bi-weekly usually. And those links where they're released are in the description below. If you want to follow us on our social medias, those links are also below. And if you want to give us a comment, a rating, a review, or a subscribe, we greatly appreciate it.
And until next time.